Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Just want to thank you for the support so far. If you haven't yet subscribed, if you're on the channel and you're watching the videos, please hit on the subscribe button, hit on the notification bell, and you would be notified as soon as we upload a new video. Thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for all the comments. I'm reading all of them. I might not have a chance to respond to everyone, but I'm reading all of them and I'm learning as we go along. And I promise you that I'll be bringing you credible information. We are not here to slander anybody or trying to build a hype or trying to tell lies on anybody to get any views. We just want to bring you the straight facts and we want to inform you, educate you, as well as entertain you. So, over the past few years, we have noticed an increase in men on bike going around and committing some serious robberies or some serious crimes. On Thursday, the 13th of August, around 9 o'clock, some workers at a gas station in Darliston were held up and robbed. Allegations are that two men drove up on a motorcycle. The pillion alighted from the motorcycle, brandished a handgun, pointed it at two ladies who were at the gas station, and robbed both of them of an undetermined sum of money. The men then made good their escape on the said motorcycle. Later that same morning, about 9:45 a.m., a man was walking towards a bank in Sablamar from the parking lot at the rear of the bank when a lone man approached him, brandished a firearm, and demanded a bag he had in his hand. The man, out of fear for his life, handed over this bag. This bag contained over $30,000 in cash and some personal items to include TRN, driver's license, and tax documents. The gunman then got onto a waiting motorcycle and made good his escape. And as you remember, on Wednesday of this week, two men rode up on a motorcycle beside a man driving a Toyota Crown. And now, in this case, what we're understanding is that the driver of the Toyota Crown was traveling from downtown Negril up the Norman Manley Boulevard when he observed two men traveling on a motorcycle behind him. The actions of the men aroused his suspicion, so he started watching the men in his rearview mirror. It is reported that he saw when one of the men pulled a firearm from his waistband and the riders rode up beside his car. The driver of the car took evasive action and both men were hit off their motorcycle. One of the men was crushed under the motor car. The car hit into a wall at a popular hotel along the beach road. It is also understood that a firearm, a 9mm pistol, was found on the scene. This weapon was reportedly being carried by one of the men. Later that evening, the other man who was said to be riding the motorcycle turned up at the Savlamar hospital. He was suffering from extensive injuries. The police was immediately informed and he too was placed under police guard. Later that said Wednesday evening, a popular cash pot shop was robbed in Savlamar in the middle of the town. Reports are that two men rode up on a motorcycle. One of the men got off, went up to the cash pot window, pulled a firearm on the cashier and ordered her to hand over all the money. The men reportedly escaped on the said motorcycle with over $110,000. These bike robberies are getting from bad to worse. And these men with these firearms, it's not like they are carrying any play gun. These are real guns with real shots. Last month I remember there was an incident where two men rode up on a motorcycle beside another man who was riding a motorcycle with a lady on the back. And the man on the back pulled a firearm on the man who was riding and instructed him to stop. And in an attempt to steal the motorcycle, there goes a soldier jeep. And the soldiers were just in time to hold one of the men, recover the firearm, as also recovered the motorcycle that they were about to steal. Now, these robberies are on the increase. And I can tell you a lot of them are not being reported. Sometimes men ride up on motorcycle, grab a telephone or grab money, and a lot of persons nobody go station because in their mind, them now go get it back. Because even if police hold the robber, they are not going to court. So, because of this, these guys are more brazen because they know that once they do it, and even if they are caught, they are back on the road. So the risk of earning $100,000 in a few minutes They don't mind taking it because if the police hold these persons and the witness is supposed to come to station and attend an ID parade, most of the witnesses not turning up for ID parade. The police cannot hold these persons much longer. Time and again we have seen it. A robbery occur. The suspect is held, taken to police station. Witness refused from going to point out who the culprit is. Case get dashed away, and then the system is blamed. So when these guys move from strength to strength, because they rob Tom, they rob Dick, and they keep getting away with it. So they keep on moving on to bigger and bigger and bigger crimes. And then now, people start blaming the system. Why the justice system not fair, and man who get hold with gun for hang, and man who get hold with gun for go up and firing squad. But at the end of the day, there is a system in place. If you are robbed and you refuse from going to court, the case is going nowhere. Another thing, these men and these motorcycles committing these crimes, what can the police do? Time and again, we have seen many police stations with a lot of motorcycles. Hundreds of motorcycles. We have passed a certain transport authority depot and we have seen hundreds of motorcycles. I remember the other day, they had an auction and a man bought about 3 trailer load of motorcycles that the police had seized. What are they going to do with these motorcycles? At the end of the day, the government cannot stop motorcycles from coming into the country. They cannot stop it. Because I'm sure if they say they're going to put a ban on motorcycle coming in, you're going to have somebody taking them to court and it will be ruled unconstitutional. So the government cannot stop it. Secondly, there is a law that says persons riding motorcycle must wear an helmet. The other day I was talking to a policeman and I asked him, how comes you're not enforcing the law? And believe you me, I was not looking at it that way. You know what the policeman said to me? Brother, it better we can see them more than them being under a helmet and we don't know who is riding the motorcycle. It better we can see them face, not wearing a helmet, more than they are riding a motorcycle under a helmet and they cannot be identified. And when I look at it, it is true. I mean, helmets save lives, yes, but what? We can't cut off our nose for spite with face. We can't say, boy, the police must enforce no helmet law. When these guys, we don't know who are riding the bike, then we don't know. And we know, say, a lot of guys who are wanted. A lot of them, motorcycle is their quickest way of escape. So how is the police going to deal with that? Allow them to ride without helmet? The other day, a police jeep was driving along the Bluefields main road. And 2 men on a motorcycle was traveling in front of the jeep. And the police who were traveling behind, they saw when one of the men took out an object from out of his waist and handed it to the rider. Now, I don't know what happened, why the guy did it, but the police saw all of this, so the police began chasing the motorcycle. Because their suspicion was that it was something illegal, he handed to the rider. So when the police started chasing the motorcycle crashed into an embankment because they were going around a corner because they were watching the police behind them. The motorcycle crashed into an embankment. The 2 men managed to escape. The police ended up finding a 9mm pistol. So it was a 9mm pistol that one of the men took out from his waist and was handing to the rider. They also recovered the motorcycle. Now, in a normal, well-run society, you'd say, well, they find the motorcycle, they go and find the owner for it. The motorcycle and the owner for the motorcycle is going to lead to who own the weapon. Not so in most of these cases. Because most of these bikes are stolen bikes. Most of these bikes, a guy buy them and them sell. Most of these bikes never even ever licensed yet. So that is a thing that the government have to ensure, have to put in place. Once a motor vehicle comes into the system or enters the country, there should be a paper trail for it. So if I go to Popeye bike shop and buy one bike, there should be a paper trail in the system and not talk about only a receipt. There should be a paper trail to say the chassis number for this bike is X and this bike was sold to Popeye in America. If you go and you put in the VIN number, you enter the VIN number for a motor vehicle. Most of the websites, you can see every owner who had owned that vehicle. I mean, I'm talking about you being a government official, you know. I'm talking about you being the buyer, somebody who want to buy that vehicle. You can track it and see it. Now, I don't want to bore you too much because there's a lot more videos coming up and all of these views will be coming out. You may not agree with what I am saying. You might have a different view. We can respectfully agree to disagree. So if you have a different perspective, you can always put it in the comment section below. We can agree or we can disagree, but we can do so respectfully. I'm just sharing my views, how I see things, and I have a lot more views to share, which will be done in due course. Now, the most wanted man who was arrested in Westmoreland, Mr. Isiah Cat Perry, otherwise Matthew Perry, we are seeing where he was arrested and charged for the offenses of shooting with intent, arson, and illegal possession of firearm. Reports are that April 13th last year, 2019, the complainant, that is the person who made a report against Cat, the complainant and Cat had a dispute over crabs. Thank you, people. I am not making this up. They had a dispute over crabs. C-R-A-B-S. Crabs. That is what the argument was all about, which resulted in a fight. And you're going to hear what happened over the argument over crab. Remember, crab time are normally between April, May, June, July. So them have, I don't know what happened. I will cause the argument about crab, but them have argument over crab. During which the complainant, that is the person who made the report against Cat, disarm Cat, Cat had a hammer. So the person disarm Cat and take away the hammer from Cat. This said person who made the report against Cat used the said hammer and beat up Cat. Cat managed to escape, but came back the next morning at 9:30 in the morning. And Cat never come back empty-handed or go for our next hammer. Cat came back with a firearm. The said firearm, him pointed at the man and fire one whole heap of shot off of him. The man managed to run off and escape without injuries. So because Cat never get to shoot him, you know what Cat did? Cat set the man's one-bedroom boardhouse on fire. The said house with all its contents were burned to the ground. The house and the values is estimated at 500,000 Jamaican dollars. So when Cat was arrested last week, Tuesday, the 4th of August, a warrant was subsequently executed on him. So he was arrested and charged and should be facing the courts next week for all of these offenses. So he was already charged for an offense of murder. Now he's charged for arson and shooting. Will there be other charges? We can only wait and see. So when we hear the police had said he was wanted, a lot of persons were saying, well, them always put out release say them want man, and when man go in, then have nothing to charge them for. Well, so far, Cat has been charged for murder, and in this case, he's charged for arson, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of firearm. Not because he was not held with the gun. That doesn't mean he cannot be charged for that offense. The fact that the man made a report, and I don't know what else the police have, because I'm sure the police might have gone to the scene. They might have picked up some spent shells if it was a pistol that he was using. So the fact that maybe he was not held with a firearm, then person might say, well, how them a charge him for illegal possession? The fact that he's being charged for shooting with intent, then the police must charge him for illegal possession of firearm. Even if it was a legal gun, you know, if somebody have a licensed firearm and they use that licensed firearm to commit an illegal act, that firearm is now an illegal weapon. So if somebody have a licensed gun and them use it and shoot off of somebody, and the police can make out a case say the shoot and shoot off of somebody was an illegal act, the police go and charge him for shooting as well as illegal possession of firearm. That's it for today, folks. And remember, tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking the videos. Don't just come on and watch. It no cost nothing for just click on the subscribe button. We want to grow the channel. We want to put out some more videos, but we want to ensure say what we are putting out is appreciated. Our people are watching it. Our people are interested in what we are doing. This can only help us to put out more, and this can only encourage us. So keep on liking, keep on sharing the videos. You come on the channel and you are watching a video, just click subscribe. And after you click subscribe, if you want to be notified when we're putting out other videos, just click on the notification bell. You will see 3 sections come up. Just click on all and you will be notified as soon as we put out a new video. Blessings, viewers and subscribers.